Intuitive math. Calculus. Calculus is known to be one of the hardest concepts. That also means that explaining it intuitively is also hard. But to look at the basics, calculus consists of limits, derivatives, and integrals. Limits are just some variable is basically this number, but not exactly. Limits are read as some variable approaches some value. They are used in graphs to describe a function. For example, in the graph 2 to the x, as x approaches negative infinity, the y value is 0, even though y never equals 0 and x never equals negative infinity. Limits are also useful for the next two concepts. Derivatives are instant rates of change, or the slope of a graph at exactly one point. Technically, we should never be able to calculate the slope, as slope is the change in y divided by the change in x, but at one point, the y and x values don't change, so we have to use limits. The classic equation for a derivative is f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h as h approaches 0. All this equation is describing is the slope of a single point. The counterpart to derivatives are integrals, which are literally called the antiderivative. The basic concept of integrals is the area underneath the graph. There are two kinds, definite and indefinite. Definite integrals calculate the area in one specific domain, while indefinite integrals calculate the area of the whole graph. They do this by using an infinite number of rectangles, which is where limits come into play since we can't multiply by infinity. The equation for an integral is the integral of f of x dx. F of x represents the height of the rectangles, and dx represents the width of said rectangles. All integrals essentially do is use rectangles to find the area under a graph. There is a lot more to these basics and tons more to calculus, but this is just the basics of the basics.